to the Glow Podcast, where we glow and grow in this household. This is a very special podcast because I have one of my favorite friends. I say that about everybody, but when I say that
it's CJ Walls, guys.
Oh my god, it's
right. Hi, my name is Katie Jean Walls, but the cool kids call me CJ. I am an artist. I'm a writer, producer, actor, dancer, singer, student at the AMDA College. Shout out! And I'm here on the Glow Podcast.
Yes! And we're so excited to have you. CJ has opened my life. I don't even know how to explain it. CJ, you are literally one of my biggest inspirations, and I just think you have so much to offer to this industry and just this world in general. So I just want to pick your brain about it. Erin and I are so excited to pick your brain.
You have so many questions.
Okay. So many questions. I want to start off with who CJ is. How did CJ grow up? Because I just feel like, from what I know about your family, it seems like you grew up in such an imaginative type of household, and I just want to know more about that and your childhood and how that was.
Yeah, I mean, imaginative that's a good way to put it. I'm fortunate to have come from a very supportive household, nuclear family. My mom and my dad both support everything that I do. My siblings are into the arts. I'm the middle child, so I'm the third of four. So I used to be the baby, and then the baby came along, so whatever. So yeah, I mean, all my family did theater. I've done theater since I was 5 years old. We had it all started.
Yes.
We had my grandparents would put me and my cousins in a drama camp every summer, and just because we had to, because we were 5, we couldn't make decisions. And then from there, some of us decided that we actually liked it and we wanted to pursue it. So I started in theater, and then I started doing film and TV in middle school because my middle school had a talent show. And I won the talent show by doing a stand-up comedy routine that was actually written.
Come on, stand up.
That was actually written by my mom. So shout out.
Yes.
I love you.
I love your mom.
And the prize for that was a voucher for acting classes. So then I started taking classes, and from there I got an agent, manager, and just started going.
Stop playing me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. CJ signed before anybody in this world, I swear. So I see that your siblings are doing theater as well, and I know that you love them to the end of the earth.
I do.
And I want to know what that's been like watching them grow up in this industry as well, and how that's inspired you.
Honestly, I would not be a writer if it wasn't for my older brother, because I never thought that I could create my own things. I never really thought of that as a potential or a possibility until I saw them making their own things. So shout out Lane, I love you. Lane is so creative and would always since middle school they'd be creating shows and writing musicals and music, and it was from there that I was kind of it's partly the competitive sibling in me that was just I can do that and I can do it better than you, so that made me want to start doing it. But now we just collaborate so well. And then younger brother too, seeing them, they just got done with a run in the Atlanta Opera doing Magic Flute. So I mean, seeing them constantly thriving in professional theater, which is something that I aspire to do, is they're always raising the bar, it always it's competitive, but in a really good way.
So you mentioned that becoming a writer wasn't something that was a thought for you until you saw your brother doing it. So what are some things that inspire your writing?
I mean, for me, I'm such a storyteller that I think of it as some people say they use it as an outlet, which that's kind of true, but a lot of my music isn't even about my experiences. A lot of it is about experiences that I've witnessed or that people have told me about. So when I write these breakup songs, personally I'm in a very great relationship, so I don't necessarily relate to that, but I write from perspectives of others, so that kind of inspires me. And then another thing recently that's been inspiring me is Lexi. You both know.
Yes, I love Lexi.
Creative. She's making some films this semester. She comes up with these really amazing topics that I do relate to, women's rights, LGBTQ plus rights. So those are things that I'm passionate about. So that does inspire me too.
I love that.
Well, speaking I love that. I love it. Speaking of writing, CJ gave me the wonderful opportunity of being able to be a part of The Beans. It was a crazy freaking show because it was, oh my goodness, your mind is just insane to me. And I want to know what that experience was like, writing a whole play. Like, when it started, how it started, just kind of the whole production of it.
Well, it all started back in 2022 when I had an unintentional gap year because I couldn't start school because of a job that I was maybe going to have, maybe not going to have, was definitely going to have, then didn't have anymore. So I ended up pushing school back a semester, and I was like, well, I need a job, even if it's not this role that I thought I was going to have. So I started working at Dunkin' Donuts. And those of you who've been to Dunkin' Donuts or worked at Dunkin' Donuts feel like you know that it's like, you know what goes down at Dunkin' Donuts. I had my own podcast at the time where I had a segment that was called like Coffee Cafe Catastrophes or something like that. And I would just tell like these little stories of things that happened to me at work. And then I would jot them down and I would keep track of all those things. And then I thought like this could be like this. I feel like this could be something more. This could be a little bit more. So then I wrote some of them into like mini plays. So then I ended up with 5 like 10-minute plays, and each of them took place in a coffee shop. And that was like the only thing that connected them. But I was really into the idea and I was really confident. So I ended up submitting that. I submitted my like play cycle or whatever you could call that, and it was actually Tracy Silver. Shout out Tracy Silver.
I love Tracy.
Yes,
I love you, Tracy.
The genius Tracy Silver, who gave me the feedback of like, I feel like these could exist in the same universe. I feel like these characters could be the same people, and that kind of rocked my world. And I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. So then it took me 15 weeks to turn the 5 plays into a full 2-hour show.
How was it watching this show come to life?
It was one of the greatest experiences of my entire life. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It's so fulfilling and gratifying to see something that you created like be shared with people, and not just be shared because you can share anything with someone, but be received by people in such a positive way. And even to where I have people who I didn't know before I shared it, or people who didn't know me just like congratulate me, and even now I still get people talking about it. So like knowing that it had an impact is like, that's like the whole reason that we're doing what we do.
I remember we first met doing studio sessions, and then I knew you were an empty student. I was already amazed by you then because you performed an original piece. And then you did a play at AMDA, and I was like, oh, this girl. This girl is not, she's not like you other girls. Okay.
I was like, should I just quit now?
And then she's
I think I should.
Like one of the most amazing dancers I've ever seen. Like, and it's so like cool to like witness.
Oh my
gosh.
And
then to get to like know you now, you just inspire me to just like to branch out and to do other things and not be like limited to like one box. What's something that you would tell younger CJ?
There's so much. Number 1, don't date a boy. That's not gonna work out for you. Honestly, like what you said, like in a more real sense, what you said creatively, like just don't limit yourself. And I think a lot of that, I was never going to limit myself because I was never shy to try new things, and that comes a lot from like my how I was raised in my family. Like I remember my mom talks about this all the time. When I was younger, because there were so many kids in the house and my dad's at work and my mom's like kind of working part-time, like if I was hungry, I'm like, Mom, can you give me a snack? It's like up on the shelf, can you grab it? She's like, oh, just give me 1 second, let me go help your brother, I'll be right back. And then by the time she leaves, I'd just be so bored waiting for her to help me that I just like get a chair and climb up on the counter and figure it out. So learning to become self-sufficient and making opportunities for yourself, like don't wait for your mom to get you a snack. Just figure out how to get the snack. You know what I mean?
That's so good.
Like, whoever your mom might be, whatever the snack might be, like, don't wait.
Don't wait.
Just figure out a way to get there.
Oh my god, I'm like, I'm
starstruck.
I'm starstruck. Beautifully said. You talking about just everything in general, I feel like you are one of the most fulfilled people I've ever met. And do you feel that there's ever a time where your heart feels or your soul feels like unfulfilled, and what do you do to kind of get yourself back in the game?
Honestly, like, today I was feeling, I don't know if I'd say unfulfilled, but definitely just a little bit discouraged because of a project I'm working on right now. It's not, and as artists we run into this all the time where it's not quite what we want it to be, and it's hard to figure out what changes need to be made. Like, it's not that I'm unwilling to make the changes, it's just I'm not able to figure out what I want to change. So I was experiencing that today, actually, and I think and the way that I kind of reoriented myself was focusing on a different project that was working. And so that kind of reminds myself that I am capable and I have things that work, and even like I put so much time into those other things, so if I just put the same effort, like eventually it will be where I want it to be. I just have to be patient.
So I want to get into your dance background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do. And I want to know how you found that as a part of your journey and what you plan on doing with that. Like, do you ever plan on creating more with dance?
Come on, dance.
The eyebrow raise, I feel like you're expecting me to say something. When I was probably in middle school, I would say I was dancer first.
Oh,
like,
wow.
I had a time in my life where I was like, I'm a dancer who happens to sing and like act, da-da-da. That has sort of shifted now, just because of what I've decided to focus on and put time into. My mother owns a performing arts studio that offers theater.
Mama Walls.
Yes.
That
And
so
that's where I
cool.
get it from. She didn't wait for her mom to get her the snack.
Yeah.
No, she did not.
She did. She owns a theater that offers like high quality, low cost programming to youth in terms of musical theater and dance and voice and instruments and all those things, fine arts deal. So part of that, because she began, it's only been around for 6 or 7 years now. Started slow, as things do, especially nonprofits. And so being the child of the person in charge, I was often like voluntold to lead classes and teach things and do things and participate. And not that I didn't want to, I obviously loved it. And that honestly fostered my love for not only performing, but leading and teaching. And I ended up choreographing most or all of the shows that we produced. And that's where I really found like a love for choreography. And now dating a dancer, it's like
gonna get into that.
right. I think just being in like such a creative environment, you're always just taking from other people.
Absolutely.
So like you can't spend that much time with dancers and not figure out how to dance.
Yeah. You and Sierra, y'all have a beautiful relationship.
Yes,
it's one of the most beautiful relationships
Love you,
I witnessed. I want to know how that is, as both of y'all are artists and both of y'all are constantly growing in this same industry, a little bit different, but you're on similar journeys, I feel like. So what is that like, kind of coming home to one another as artists?
I'll see if I can articulate this, because I'm actually so passionate about this question, because I talk about this a lot and I give people this advice all the time. I would say it's challenging to date someone who does the exact same thing as you. Like if I was dating another musician or another like singer, and Sierra's talented at both of those things, but it's not her main thing. And same with me, like I dance, but it's not as much as her. So, and at the end of the day, we're both supportive people.
Yeah. That's
So if you enter a relationship with someone who has any sort of malintent or any of that competitive fire, it's gonna crash and burn.
Yeah.
And like we have, her and I, like it honestly, it works really well because we know how to empower each other. So yeah, it works.
That's beautiful.
And how did y'all meet? I have never known this story, and I've always needed to know. So Sierra, when you watch this, I need to know the story. So
I'll
please tell me.
my version of the story.
Okay, yes.
She might have a little different version. I'll tell you my version. So I had already followed her, and then I ran into her we lived in the same building. I saw her in the laundry room when I was bringing my clothes down. And first of all, I walked in, and she's face deep in the dryer, butt in my face. I'm like, whoa. Oh, hey. And so just kind of like, we kind of like make eye contact. It's like, okay, like doing laundry. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see her in the laundry room. Not only like I'm going to be down with her for a few minutes while we're doing our laundry, but we're also both going to come back down here in 30 minutes and then back in an hour, like when we do all the... So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be running into her. Like, I might as well say something so it's not just awkward silence every time I come down here. So I'm like, hey, this is so random, but I think I follow you on Instagram. She's like, oh yeah, you're Katie.
I was like, what? Whoa, I just got butterflies. I was like, what? Okay.
So anyway, then we knew each other. And then from then on, I just decided we were best friends. So every time I saw her around, I would like scream her name on campus. If I'd see her, I'd be like, see, Abra. And then she'd turn back and be like, I think it wasn't until my birthday party. My birthday party in the piazza, me and Gabby wanted to do this like little joke where we play, you know, like a middle school dance. It's like, here's the slow song.
Yeah,
and everyone's like,
yeah.
And so they were dancing and, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah. Let's fast forward. Okay, yeah. Then we're in my room. We're chatting. We're sitting on my bed, backs against the wall, both facing out. So she's sitting next to me. And we're just like talking about something random. I was like, yeah, like, it's a fun day because da-da-da, this and this and this and this. Here, you be me, I'll be her.
Okay.
Okay, so da-da-da, talking. She's like, yeah, that's a really cool story. That's really cool. And I was like, so, is there anything you want to tell me?
That made me so what are we?
And she looks me in the eyes. And she goes, CJ, if you thought I didn't like you, you were living under a rock. Oh! And I go, and then I died.
Oh my god.
Then, a week later, we're watching Lyle Crocodile. And we're holding hands. She has this tattoo of a J on her finger for her friend Jada. But I would draw a C next to it, so it would say CJ. And I'd be like, oh my god, you got a tattoo of my name. That's so crazy. So I was drawing on her hand, and then she was drawing on my hand. And then she goes, look at what I drew. And it's literally, this is so like cringe middle school, but this is exactly how it happened. It says, will you be my girlfriend? And then a box for yes and a box for no. And so
that is not cringe.
A third box that says yes, and I check it.
Aww.
And then she's just like, okay. And I'm like, okay.
I love that your love
like,
is prospering
yes,
and
absolutely.
it's still thriving. And Sarah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. What's your go-to song? Like, to like when you feel like a little down, like what's your go-to song?
Ooh.
When I'm feeling down, I'm not one of those people that listens to sad music when I'm sad, because then I'll just
that's my problem.
You wallow?
Do
you wallow a little bit? Yeah. Well, sometimes a wallow is like...
But I'm an actor, so I have you extra mysterious and connected. Yeah, it's just like in me.
Good for you.
I know, I should get therapy. Continue.
So, I don't do that.
Oh.
I don't do that. I listen to, like, Motown or, like, R&B's. Always gonna be, like, a slow R&B.
Yeah.
Or do y'all know These Sacred Souls? Do y'all listen to any of their stuff?
No, but
like,
I've
Can
heard.
I Call You Rose?
Yes! Oh my gosh.
That's like one of their big hits, but I listen, like, all their stuff is so good. That's, like, what I listen to.
Okay.
I love...
What about you, Alyssa?
Yeah. What do
I
I listen to?
Yeah.
Sad songs.
Can you sing one for us? Like, if
No.
I was sad, and this is, like, the first day ever that I'm like, oh, I want to listen to something sad. But the power's out. There's no... I'm like, Alyssa, please, just sing something. I'm so...
We're imagining.
Aaron and I are so sad.
Yeah, this is My Future by Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Wait, I forgot the lyrics. Actually,
this is
I
making
can't.
me sadder that you're...
I can't. No, guys, I can't.
Then
Stop!
just make something up.
Yeah.
Just...
My future. That's all. That's all I have. You listen to.
I listen to a lot of like old school music, like definitely Motown, Quincy Jones. Even though it's so crazy that like, but he has like some really good music that like, and it's so timely. Like if you go back and listen to some of that stuff now, he was talking like some good stuff, like that kind of stuff. I also like, I have a meditation playlist of like a bunch of songs that talk about like positive things, like patience and just like being the best person that you can be. Like those are the kind of songs that I like listen to when I'm like feeling sad. Now I do have moments where I go to the sad playlist and I have all my sad songs, but you rarely listen to her. No, she's sometimes sprinkled in my playlist.
No, that just made me think. I listen to Otis Redding a lot actually when I'm sad, because I grew up on Otis and it was just like, I don't know, it's like a comfort thing. So there's that too. Yeah. But yeah. CJ, you're a musical theater student.
Yes.
Yes. How many more semesters do you have?
4, including this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Halfway.
Halfway. What is your dream role?
I actually have a list.
Come on,
please.
Off the dome, my number 1 is Anna in Frozen.
Oh, you'd play such a good Anna.
That's like my 7th semester dream is that Amda does Frozen. Even though it's not licensable, they're never gonna do it.
I'm gonna call somebody.
We'll just rent a theater.
We'll just do it, the 3 of us.
Yeah, we can do it.
We could.
We definitely can.
Yeah. Oh, this is another like big one. Miss Honey in Matilda.
Yes, Miss Honey.
Yes.
Oh my God,
that would be so good in that.
And you could be Matilda.
Oh my God. The dream team. I would absolutely love to do that.
Me too.
Okay, let's do it. We're gonna call Broadway.
They're gonna
call Broadway.
Actually,
they're calling us.
Yeah. I believe that. I want to know where you plan on ending up city-wise. New York, LA.
LA.
Yeah.
LA. Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the whole reason I'm here.
Tell us why. Tell us why.
When I was 11,
That was good.
Yeah.
When I was 11.
When I was 11 years old, I booked a small role in a Disney Channel show called Bizarre-Dvark.
Stop playing! Oh my gosh! What?
Oh, this?
Bizarre-Dvark? Stop! So I know you. So I literally I grew up with this person.
Wait, what? Yo, seriously,
wait. I'm actually like
Wait, I thought this was like
I'm like freaking out on the interstate right now. You just got so much cooler, and I think I'm actually gonna cry.
No.
Tell me everything.
Okay. Season 2, episode 2.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
The episode is called Chocolate Bananas. If you remember.
I think I do.
They make the video of them like dressed as chocolate bananas, and then it's like, oh, you look like shit dancing. Yeah. So my role was very small. It's in one of like the cutaway scenes with Jake Paul and Ethan Wacker when they're talking about he's trying to get Jake Paul to say that he's his best friend, but he won't say it. He's trying to like tell him. He's like, you're my bub, you're my bub, and then Jake Paul's like, I know what you're trying to say, dude. You want to start a jazz band. And then they cut to like this 30-second bit of them doing like a jazz thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, Ethan Wacker's like playing the bass and scatting, Jake Paul's on the drums, Horseface Guy's playing the trombone. I'm in the corner playing a kazoo with my nose.
Oh.
And beatboxing at the same time.
Oh, she's so cool.
And so they're playing.
I remember this.
Do you remember this?
Yes!
And then Jake says, nose kazoo solo. Take it, Katie. And then I start going, and
MG.
Yes.
No, you're the coolest person I know. I remember this episode.
Do you?
No, literally.
Literally do.
Do you?
No, CJ, I do remember. You're famous.
Go watch it on Disney Plus, and I'll get like a fraction of a cent for residuals.
I'm gonna
residuals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch it. Okay. I'm gonna go watch it tonight. Actually,
I had one line. He says, "And Katie, you can keep that kazoo." And then I, in my 11-year-old voice, go, "Sweet!" And then I
Sweet.
Yeah, it breaks the sound barrier.
My mom's gonna watch this, and every time she's like, Katie's made it.
Yeah, so I was only in LA for like 48 hours to shoot that, and I was like, I love it. I'm coming back forever. So then when I applied to schools, I applied only to places in LA.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So as you start to begin to finish off your last half of AMDA, what are a few things that you have to do before you graduate?
I want to produce a song cycle. So not just a play, but I want to produce something with original music. Because I've done my original music.
Yeah.
I've performed it, but I want someone else to perform my songs. So that's like the next big thing. Yes.
I'll do more vocal training.
You're invited. Would love to be in a main stage musical. I haven't done that yet. I've only done a main stage play. So that's another thing I would love to be able to participate in. Yeah, those are my big things, honestly.
What is a piece of advice that has stuck with you through your whole journey, and what advice would you give to the next artist?
This isn't necessarily advice, but this is something that it was more of an insult, actually. I was in ballet class, and our teacher, Tracy Silver, after we finished doing our demo, paused for a moment of silence and then said, if I wanted to see interesting movement with no story, I would go to an aquarium.
Whoa.
And then we're all standing there in our leotards like, okay. The more I thought about it, the more I fully agree. Like, because we see people all the time who are, like, very technically impressive, not even just dancers, but singers, actors. But if there's no story, if there's no passion, then I'm not going to pay to watch it.
You gotta talk about this thing, CJ.
I'm not going to pay to watch it. Like, it's so important. And I feel like that's something that I possess is I have more passion than I have technique. So sometimes I need to make my technique match my passion, but it's so much harder the other way around to get the passion to match the technique. I would say don't dedicate so much time to the technique portion if you don't have the passion. Like, you need to really figure out why you're doing what you're doing, or what you want to tell other people with your art, or you know, all of those things, because that is what makes a performance watchable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, honestly.
Literally.
There are so many artists that I've seen that I've thought, wow, you really do have something, but if we could hone in on the storytelling part and on the things that make it like a visceral like performance, that changes the game fully. And I think that's something I can honestly say about you is every single time that I see you perform, I see you walk through life, there's always some form of passion, and you never miss a beat. You never miss a beat with it. And that's why it's so inspiring, because you are one of the most passionate performers I've ever met. And that's why I have no doubt that you are going to go so far in this game. I have no doubt, and I can't wait to see you flourish, and I can't wait to hopefully be beside you in some of your biggest productions and your biggest, like, influential moments, because they will be there. I have no doubt in my mind. Yeah.
No, that's insane, like, to hear you say that, because that's exactly, like, I feel that same way for both of you. I'm like, this is not the Glaze podcast. I'm saying this genuinely. I think so highly of both of you, and I admire both of you. Like, not only just your talent, but yeah, your storytelling and your passion. And I have a list of people that I shall work with, and a list of people that I shan't work with.
Shan't.
And you both are on the shall.
Yes! The last class we had, I was watching you sing, and I was like, she's telling a story. I didn't say it, but I said to her, I was like, she's telling a story. And so when you said that, I was like, she's right about that, because if you tell a story, and I'm just so happy to be able to watch you tell these stories, and you be so passionate.
Well, as we close out,
this was amazing.
Thank you so much for being here and joining us.
Thank you both.
Yes, of course, and sharing your story. It's a privilege to be watching it happen and unfold. And shout out to your family and your beautiful mom for you know who she raised. It's
around.
I praise you. I praise you. Like, round of applause. Yes, thank you for being here, CJ, and joining us today. Yes.
Thanks.
Oh my goodness.